This is my science experiment. I'm testing if a chain of mirrors and a flashlight can melt an ice cube faster than just normal conditions. Okay, here's the ice cube that is not being gleamed on by the flashlight, and this is the one that is. It's not making a shadow, but I can show you that it's not really getting it, but it is working. Look on the flashlight, there's a slight shadow. So, yeah. Oh, I had my flashlight on. Sorry, but there is a slight shadow behind the ice cube. My guess is that it will not work. Because the infrared lighting will be dispersed going through the flashlights, and it'll just kind of give it a nice little shadow. So yeah, do I think this experiment is flawed? Depends. In this case, yes I do, but if you were to do this experiment in a different condition, like today it's extremely hot and it's in front of a window, so I don't know, I'll have to wait and see what happens. Yep. Okay, I'm going to do a little checkup on the ice cubes. Looks like it seems to be melting pretty nicely. I don't see any melt puddles, like any water puddles around it. And this one seems to have started to melt nicely, and I don't see any melt puddles either. So, I'm going to let it sit for some more. There, you can see both. Okay. Before I picked the flashlight I've picked and the setup, I had experimented on all setups, all types of setups. I did have to cut the third mirror in my diagram that I had. I did have to cut the third mirror, or in my plan, I did cut the third mirror because the flashlights that I had just weren't strong enough to go through the third mirror. The flashlights I chose before that one, originally I chose this one. Why, I don't know. I just thought maybe that red dot would be strong enough to go through the mirrors. It didn't even make it to the second mirror. And I chose this rechargeable flashlight. But in the end, this one went farther and it's doing the job. Quick little checkout. I don't know if the conditions have changed, but I tested the experiment, so I kind of know what happens, and I know I have not changed my hypothesis since I did it the first time. And I'll explain that more after what happens. And I actually didn't finish the experiment. I just did a little tester and I stopped. just to adapt with the conditions, because there was a chair in the way of this ice cube. So there's a chair in the way, so it didn't melt as fast. Okay, I'm going to do an update. I'm going to lift each ice cube to see if there's there's no puddle. No, there's no puddle. But as you can see, this ice cube is a lot smaller. So I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Okay, I'll turn my flashlight on so you can see better. But I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Like I said in the beginning, did I think it was flawed? Yes. It's hot outside and the conditions aren't the greatest. And there's a window right there. And yeah, my guess was no, it wouldn't work. But so far, it is working really well, actually. So, like in Mythbusters, I can't call this confirmed, but I can't call it busted because of the weather conditions. So I'm gonna have to call this one plausible. So, yeah. The question in the end: does a flashlight melt an ice cube faster with a chain of mirrors than just sitting out? I'm gonna have to say yes, it does. And before I turn the video off, you can see a notable difference and a bit of a, there's quite a big wet puddle now, actually. And this one's got a nice one, but not as big. So I'm gonna have to say plausible. There is a chance that it can melt an ice cube faster. And yeah, so this is the end of my video.